Richard has prepared a program, and so, oh, not called a program? Oh, this is a seminar. A seminar. What? It's a what? A seminar. He's a higher education person. So we're going to have a small,
oh, I thought you said it was the second line.
Seminar where less is more. Do you know that term?
Amen.
No. Oh, no. I can tell you. He does. Don't feel bad. It's going in and out. Oh, Richard has to be.
That's why he wanted the microphone. We got to be out here by 10 o'clock, y'all.
15 minutes of our undivided attention.
All right, thank you. Okay, let me introduce myself. I'm from the countryside from Bobo, California, and I joined this glorious family when I married one of the beautiful Bobo sisters from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So this is a wonderful opportunity to speak before a trapped and captive audience. At any rate, Betty and I have been married for a long time. How long? Next month will be 56 years. People always ask, how did you guys do it? What is the secret to a long marriage?
Yes, dear.
And how can we learn? So I thought I'd prepare some remarks for the family reunion, right?
All right. All right.
Okay.
I don't know anything
so
about this.
I got into some serious thought, and I come up with about 6 or 7 principles. So all seriousness aside, let's get to going. Here's what I discovered. The first principle is longevity. Now this may seem obvious. You have to live a long life if you can have a long marriage. You can have a glorious marriage, but if you die young, you're not going to be setting any records. So what can you do besides choosing the right parents? You can do the usual things. Look both ways before you cross the street. Don't tweak and drive. And don't eat red meat. Even pig slime. Now, there is actually some research which indicates that if you're married, you do live long. So longevity is connected with marriage. So there's this hypothesis that you live longer if you're married. Of course, there's an alternative hypothesis which says you don't actually live longer. It's just that it seems that way. I don't know which one is right. Okay, my second principle is memory. And my advice to everybody is to develop a poor memory. If you have a poor memory, you forget about, it's hard to hold a grudge. You forget about what pissed you off so mightily a few minutes ago, and it's just very helpful. Besides, a married man should never forget should always forget his mistakes. A married man should always forget his mistakes. There's no reason for two people to remember the same thing. Now, for you younger people, it may present a bit of a problem developing a poor memory. You'll find that nature is kind, and that this problem will take care of itself. The third principle is patience. Rome wasn't built in a day, nor is it the marriage. Given time, people can change their ways. For example, she may remember to move the vacuum cleaner out of the way so you don't trip and break your leg. And he may remember to lift, close the lid on the toilet. If I haven't got it right yet, close the lid on the toilet seat so somebody doesn't fall in and drown. But you must be patient. These things take time. And as they say in marriage, the first 100 years are the hardest. Okay, now romance. You want to keep those romantic juices flowing if you can. And Ben Franklin put it this way. He said it's important for a little those terms, but he said that in order to promote domestic tranquility and to avoid foreign intrigue. But how do you keep the truces flowing after all these years? Is it simply a matter that love is blind? Well, maybe, but the French have a proverb for this. The French proverb is the sagging waistline is complemented by the failing eye. The French have such a lovely way of putting things. It probably sounds better in French.
What? I'm recording.
Je ne sais quoi.
I want to know if you want to take a picture of the cake before they cut it with the tree.
Okay, division of labor. Everybody brings to a marriage certain strengths and weaknesses, and each spouse should have their own tasks. For example, in our home, the division of labor works like this. Betty makes the minor decisions, like where we'll live, and what kind of car we'll buy. And I'm in charge of making the major decisions, such as whether or not we should bomb Iran's nuclear facility. The next one is never go to bed mad. This is a important rule. Conflict in marriage is inevitable. It's the way you resolve it that counts. So don't ever go to bed mad. It's not good for your sleep. It's not good for your digestion. It's not good for your marriage. So my advice is never go to bed mad. Stay up and fight. Hone your skills. But you have to be careful and realize that the woman always has the last word in an argument. Else it's the beginning of a new argument. Okay, before getting my final principle, I'd like to say a few words concerning the general topic of marriage. When Betty and I were married in the 1950s, interracial marriage was illegal in 22 states. Now it's legal everywhere. I'm sure there's people who still like to see it outlawed. Now the marriage attitudes are interesting. They can serve as a sort of cultural bellwether or barometer. Here's the scenario. When Betty and I walk into a store and we meet this clerk in a retail store, and that's the setup. So in the 1950s and 60s, we walk in the store, the clerk says to Betty, "How can I help you?" And then the clerk turns to me and says, "What can I do for you?" You don't get that.
Yes.
In the 60s and 70s, sensitivity was heightened. And we walk in the store and the clerk would look at us sort of quizzically and say, "Are you together?" Betty never appreciated my response was, "I'm together, I don't know about her." Now when we walk in the store, the clerk comes up and says, "What can I do for you guys?"
That's right.
So times have changed.
Yes.
Yeah, for the better. Or maybe it's just that you start, after you live together for so long, maybe you start looking like each other. Or is it your dog you start looking like? I can't remember. Anyway, interracial marriage is now pretty well accepted. We have a new marriage frontier or battleground, and it's the gay marriage. And it's interesting to me that the same arguments, the same people that argued against interracial marriage are now arguing against gay marriage, using the same biblical authority to justify their prejudices. They say it's not a gay rights issue, it's a gay power issue, they say. But I think it is. I think I agree with them. It isn't a gay rights issue. It's a human rights issue. So my belief is that gay people should be treated equally, and they should enjoy the right to get married and suffer just like everybody else. Is Betty still here?
Yes.
That's my last principle.
Yeah.
Be sure to marry somebody who doesn't listen to a word you say. Let me close with these remarks with a toast. You want to raise your glasses? Or don't raise your glasses. The toast says, if you want to get married, keep your eyes wide open. But if you want to stay married, Keep your eyes half shut. I thank you. Class is now dismissed. I thought that he was going to pick us.
You're going to sing a song. There's a song.
People going to get us together with the song? Or maybe a little later?
There's a song.
Sandy, you're singing. You're going to sing.
There's a song.
That was excellent.
Thank you. I couldn't have done it without.
No, this is the song. I want you to help me sing this little song. I used to go to church and there was a woman who would sit in the corner of the church all the time and she would get up and walk and she would say, I want you all to help me sing this little song. So,
Battery change, please. Thank you.
may we be saved. May we